I'm Brad Nessler, here along with two of the best commentators in the game, Kirk Herbstreit and Lee Corso. And this is just freezing cold weather for tonight's game between the Army Black Knights and the Air Force Falcons. The academies will put it all on the line today. This rivalry is a classic. And here come the Falcons. The Black Knights don't seem to match up too well in this one. Kirk, I'm not sure I like their chances very much.
Air Force has a big advantage on the offensive side of the football, and that's their quarterback. The thing that I've noticed about him that makes him so special is his composure on the field. He's the reason they win this game big.
You know me. I decided my pick a couple of days ago.
The Falcons are going to win this one, sweetheart.
And they're ready to kick this one away. Kicks it off. Number 5 fields it at the 2. At the 30. At the 40. Down the sideline. At the 40. At the 30. To the 20. To the 10. He returns it all the way to score. How about that return?
Great effort there by the returner, reading his blockers and evading the tacklers. And the results, 6 points.
And he tacks on the extra point. With under 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play. The score, Army 7, Air Force nothing. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. He kicks it. Number 9 fields it in the end zone. He jukes. Time once again for this offense to come back out and start another drive. For those of you tuning in, you get to see a great example of how the quarterback position is played. This guy is a very special player.
And that's definitely the right term for him, special player. He has all the intangibles.
I'm excited. I've really been looking forward to seeing him play. Not many quarterbacks mean as much to their team as this guy does.
He's hit and got away. They'll bring him down. And that one goes for a big, big first down.
You know, every time you run the ball successfully like that, that defense starts to creep up a little bit. That's when you go to the air, my friend. Over the top.
On the ground with the tailback. Brought down. 4-yard gain by the back.
Ball carrier. Gain of 4 on the play.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Ball right around midfield. This impact tailback would love nothing more than to have the ball in his hands right now. And down he goes. The running back gives them 6 yards on the ground.
Gain of 6 on the play.
Third down and short. Ball on the 46.
Ball on the 46-yard line.
The Falcons come to the line with their jumbo package. They'll bring him down. He picked up a first down on that run, Coach.
Yep, and you know, if you can pick up a few more first downs on the ground like that, it will really open up the play-action pass.
1st and 10. Ball on the 42. They'll bring in their dime package. They keep it on the ground with the tailback. Brought down. 4-yard gain by the back. It's 2nd down and 6 to go. And this is the 6th play of the drive.
Ball on the 38-yard line.
Rolling out to the right side. Throws back across field. Complete. Great concentration.
Way to look it in. Nice catch.
Sure was. He displayed some great hands there. Now we're looking at a first down.
1st and 10. Ball on the 27. Air Force sets up in the eye. Again with a carry. Tackle. The halfback gets the call and picks up 5. Second and 5 coming up here. This is the 8th play of this drive. On the ground with the tailback. Juke move. They'll bring him down. So we got a few yards on that carry.
You know what, guys? If you can continue to pick up small chunks of yards like that, you can really start to wear a defense down.
1st and 10. And this is the 9th play of the current drive. Number 24 wants the ball. We'll see if they give it to him. They'll throw on first down. He steps up. Wants to throw outside. Couldn't complete that one to his halfback.
He just needed a little less air under it.
It's 2nd down and 10 to go. Ball on the 17-yard line. Touchdown, Air Force. A powerful run by the halfback to reach Tater.
Yeah, he's hot. Keep giving him the rock.
And he hits the PAT. Over 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. The score is Air Force 7, Army 7. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff.
Number 15, back deep to return.
Kicks it off. Number 15 takes it from the 6. And now we'll see the offense come out onto the field for their next possession.
On the return.
They'll get the ball here at the 33-yard line.
33-yard line.
They line up in an I. Going deep, and he's got a man. And he's got it. And they bring him down.
Wow, nice catch.
Way to look it in. Heck of a job by the wide receiver. These guys are moving the ball down the field.
First and 10. Ball on the 20.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
On the ground, up the middle. And he's tackled. The fullback bangs it in there for a gain of 6.
Gain of 6 on the play.
It's 2nd down and 4 to go. Ball on the 14-yard line. The Black Knights come out with split backs. He jukes him, and down he goes. The halfback picks up a yard.
1-yard gain on the play.
3rd down and 3 coming up. Ball on the 13. They come out in a goal line set. Throws it to the outside. Complete. And they make the stop.
That's the catch. 11-yard gain on the play.
Let's see if they can take this one in for 6. Handoff up the middle. Touchdown, Army! Nothing complicated about that one, Coach. The halfback took it in for 6.
You're right. It doesn't have to be quantum physics to get in the end zone. Just good execution.
And he tacks on the extra point. And now let's take a look at the drive summary brought to you by Pontiac. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff.
Number 23 back to return.
Kicks it off. Number 9 fields it in the end zone. Down the sideline. He breaks away, and this could be 6. They return it all the way for the touchdown, and they give up the touchdown.
I'd hate to be going to the sideline and have to face my teammates and the coach after giving up a touchdown like that.
And he hits the PAT. Under a minute now in the first quarter, and the score, Air Force 14, Army 14. Air Force ready to kick this one off.
Number 15 back deep to return.
And they'll be returning this one. Number 15 fields it at the 3. At the 30. At the 40. Down the sideline. Across midfield. They moved the ball very effectively on their last drive, which ended with a touchdown. The defense has been talking it over on the sideline, trying to make some corrections. Let's see if they can stop them this time. They'll take over at the 41.
41-yard line.
3 wideouts here. They'll throw on first down. He's going right. Got it. He's knocked out of bounds.
I like the defense that was called. They just didn't make the play on the ball.
You're right. It wasn't necessarily bad defense. The offense just executed, and the result is a first down.
First and 10. Ball on the 22-yard line. Nickel defense. They'll throw on first down. Looking, under heavy pressure. Down the middle. Touchdown, Army! My goodness, guys, that was a spectacular play by the wide receiver.
The coach has gone to great lengths to shepherd his receivers, and we've seen the results on the field.
And he tacks on the extra point. So here's the Pontiac drive summary to recap what just happened. Army is ready to kick it away. Kicks it off. The run game was a big factor in this offense's last drive when they got down the field for a touchdown. They'll go to work at the 20.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
On the goose, on the goose.
And they got him for a loss. A loss on that one as he couldn't get past those big linemen.
You got that right. They sacrificed their bodies in there and stuffed him.
Second down, and they got 15 for the first down. Ball on the 15-yard line. Drops back to pass. He decides to run with it. He can scoot. Tackle. He made a real nice play on that one.
I'll tell you what, in today's game, you have to have the ability to run the football. Give the quarterback a lot of credit. He made a great play and really gave his team a boost.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line. Inside give. A little juke, and down he goes. And they pick up 9 there.
9-yard gain on the play.
Second and 1 coming up here. Ball on the 40.
40-yard line.
If they're not careful, this impact corner is going to make them pay. Shake and bake move. Missed tackle. Brought down at the 47. Picked up a first down on that carry.
Yeah, a good job up front by the offensive line. They picked up some nice blocks to allow that back to get in there for some extra yardage.
It's 1st and 10. This is the 5th play of this drive.
Red 24.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. He's gobbled up in the backfield. And that was a good stop by the defense. They got him in the backfield.
That's a great example of quickness by the defensive line. It allows you to break away from those blockers before they have a chance of moving you away from the play.
2nd and 11. Ball on their own 46.
46-yard line.
Number 8 is in the zone and looking to make something happen. On the ground with the tailback. Can't wrap him up. And he's taken down. And the halfback ripped off a nice gain there to get him the first.
Hey, this kid's a good-looking back. Let's see if they go to him again.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 41. The Falcons line up with 3 wide. Tries to shoot, and he's tackled in the open field. The halfback runs for 4 yards.
Gain of 4 on the play.
2nd and 6. Ball on the 37.
Ball on the 37-yard line.
All right.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. Sheds a tackler. He might have a chance. The 10. And he's tackled. This one might be coming back, folks. Let's check out the penalty.
Flipping on the offense. 15-yard penalty. Still
That one's
second
going to
down.
put him way back.
You just can't block a player from behind like that, or it's going to cost you.
2nd and 9 coming up here. Ball on the 40-yard line. Air Force comes out with an I formation. They go with a toss. And he's stopped behind the line. The defense comes up with a good play to pull him down for a loss.
A nice call by the defensive coordinator. It's like he's in their huddle sometimes.
3rd and 11. Ball on the 42.
42-yard line.
6 DBs in the lineup. He drops back. He's going right. Complete. What a catch. And they make the stop.
That's how you convert 3rd down, sweetheart.
That was a good-looking play, wasn't it, Coach?
Oh, yeah, this offensive coordinator must have seen something in the defense he really liked.
It's 1st and 10. This is the 10th play of this drive. Here's the give. There he goes. Touchdown, Air Force. And he manages to find the end zone for the 2nd time this half.
Yeah, he's really finding his way into the end zone. He's off to a great start.
And he hits the PAT. So with just over 2 minutes left in the 2nd quarter, our score, Air Force 21, Army 21. Number 5 is deep to receive, and look out, folks. He's looking to run another one back for 6. Here's the kick. Number 5 fields it at the 2. Thanks to some nice passing on the last drive, the offense was able to take it down the field for 6.
And great play calling to help make that an easy drive. The question is, can they do it again?
He breaks free. They may not catch him. The 50, at the 40, at the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Goodbye. Touchdown, Army.
Kirk, that was his 2nd touchdown of the day. What else can we expect from him?
I'd bet on at least a couple more touchdowns for starters. He looks like he's really come to play here in the 1st half.
And he tacks on the extra point. So with less than 2 to go in the second quarter, our score is Army 28, Air Force 21. Number 9 is ready to return, and he has looked very explosive on a couple of returns already in this game. He hits a booming kick. Number 23 fields it in the end zone. Hardly tough sledding for this offense that last drive as they took it in for 6.
Well, look no further than the guys up front. They created some huge holes to run through.
They'll start this drive at the 24.
At the 24-yard line. First and 10.
391.
Back to pass. He'll dump this one off. Batted ball. Almost picked off. The pass was knocked down.
This defense is very aggressive, and they swarm to the football. They're always making plays to disrupt the passing game.
Second and 10. Ball on the 24-yard line. Drops back to pass. Wants to throw outside. Got him on the run.
Nice decision by the quarterback.
Not only was it good decision-making, but the offensive line protected just long enough for him to find his target.
And when you combine the two, it'll be a first down 9 out of 10 times.
It's first and 10. Ball on the 42-yard line. Number 5 comes to the line with 3 wide. He drops back. Lets it fly. It's deflected. And the linebacker makes a good defensive play.
The thing I like about this play is he made the play without getting pass interference. This is a good football player.
Second and 10. Ball on their own 42.
42-yard line.
Back to pass. He's looking. There's a missed tackle. He rifles it to the left. Batted ball.
Way to keep your head on a swivel, kid. That was a nice job of locating the football and knocking it down to prevent the completion.
Sure was, Coach. He put himself in great position to make a play.
It's third down and 10, and this is the 5th play of the current drive. They come out in a nickel. Drops back to pass. Steps up, looks, makes a move. Looks like he's going to run, and he's taken down.
Number 5, the ball carrier. Gain of 8 on the play. 4th and 2. Ball on the 50-yard line.
Air Force lines up in a goal line set. Inside handoff. Bounces off the would-be tackler. Brought down. This could be a face mask. Let's get the call.
Got an inadvertent face mask on the defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Air Force takes a timeout. First and 10. Ball on the 40-yard line. They'll throw on first down. Throws. And it's caught. That's a 7-yard gain.
On the reception, 7-yard gain on the play.
Second and 3 coming up. And this is the 8th play of the drive. Number 5 is the impact player, and he's feeling it right now. Somebody jumped early down there.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still
Well,
second
someone
down.
on the O-line flinched, and they'll get the call.
You have to be able to avoid silly penalties like false starts.
It's 2nd down and 8. Ball on the 38.
38-yard line.
$391.
He drops back. Wants to throw outside. And they couldn't hook up on that one. And he overthrew his wide receiver.
I don't know too many 7-foot guys playing football, so maybe he should aim lower the next time.
It's 3rd down and 8 to go. Ball on the 38-yard line. The defense lines up with 6 DBs. Back to pass. He decides to run with it. Tackle. The quarterback trying to make a play.
Well, he did a nice job of getting some yards there on the scramble, but he needs to learn to slide to avoid those big hits.
Well, they're looking for another 4th down conversion. They've already gotten one this drive. Number 18 is dangerous. Let's see if they put the ball in his hands. Drops back to pass. And they sack him on 4th down. That was a calculated risk there, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it was. Sometimes you have too much confidence in your offense, and it cost them there as they turned it over on downs.
They'll set up shop at the 37.
37-yard line.
The defense lines up with 6 DBs. He drops back, wants to throw outside, and he dropped it. He put a little something extra on that throw, and the receiver mishandled it.
He needed oven mitts for that one because it was a hot tamale.
It's 2nd down and 10 to go. Ball on the 37. This impact defensive tackle is looking to bust through that O-line. Back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Looking. He's going to air it long. It falls incomplete. He had his wide out, but he couldn't hit him.
When he misses, it's usually high, and that's something he's been working very hard with his coach on.
Third and 10. Ball on the 37-yard line. Number 7 with 4 wide receivers. Drops back to pass. He's rolling right. Throws a lob pass out to the right. He's hit and got away. They'll bring him down. Army calls a timeout. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 46. Army lines up in a shotgun set. They'll throw on 1st down. He's looking. Wants to go long and does. Batted ball. Incomplete. And we've reached halftime here. The score at the break. Army 28. Air Force 21. And the teams are lined up to start the second half.
Number 23, back deep to return.
Kicks it off. Number 23 fields it in the end zone. And now a slight break in the action as the offense comes out onto the field for their next possession. They'll get the ball here at the 21.
At the 21-yard line. 1st and 10.
They'll give it off here. And down he goes. They grab 8 yards there.
On the run. Gain of 8 on the play.
2nd and 2. Ball on the 29.
29-yard line.
The Falcons come out in a 2 tight end set. On the ground with the tailback. He jukes. Brought down. Looks like someone was called for holding.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still
He looked like he had a
second down.
handful of jersey on that one.
You know, you can get away with a little holding, but hey, you can't do that.
It's 2nd down and 12 to go. Ball on their own 19.
19-yard line.
They come out in a nickel. Here's the give. Juku. He's into the open field. Tackle. And they come up huge on that play.
Oh, he sure did. He's a tough guy and always seems to have a little extra when he needs it.
First and 10. Ball on their own 45.
10. Ball on the 45-yard line.
The defense will stack the line of scrimmage. They keep it on the ground with the tailback. And they got him for a loss. And they lose a couple there.
Loss of 2 on the play.
2nd and 12 coming up here. Ball on the 43.
43-yard line.
Number 8 is feeling it, and he wants the football in his hands. He's on the run. Breaks one. And he's tackled. He's going to come out. It looks like he was hurt on that last play.
Yeah, I don't think it's too serious, though, guys. He's a tough athlete. I think we'll see him back in this game.
It's 3rd down and 6 to go. And this is the 5th play of the current drive. The Falcons line up in an I formation. He'll get it again. They'll bring him down. A great stop there, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Before you start to blame the offensive line, really give this defense some credit. They just did a great job.
Ball on the 50-yard line.
Air Force ready to punt this one away. Here's the... Nope, they snap it to the up back. The defense stopped him.
That 4th down play was very important as far as the Big Mo is concerned. Now they have momentum on their side. Go for it.
They're on the right side of the 50 as they start this drive. Army lines up with 3 receivers. On the ground, right side. He jukes him. He spins. Fumble! Number 70 recovers a little ball. And he's taken down. Talk about a close call. The running back put the ball on the ground, but the offense keeps possession.
Yo, Kurt, is it somebody's birthday on defense?
I don't know. Where are you going with this one, Coach?
Well, it's got to be somebody's birthday because this running back is handing out presents out there. Either that or he's doing his best to get benched.
Now I got you, Coach. Fumble, birthday present. I got you.
Army comes out with an I formation. Got an opening. Brought down. Nice pickup on that run.
Here's a perfect example of running the toss play. Good pitch, good catch, and blocking was good enough up front to spring this tailback to a monster game.
First and 10. They're inside the 20.
15-yard line.
Their last red zone trip resulted in a touchdown. I don't expect this one to be any different. There he goes. Touchdown, Army. That's his 3rd touchdown on the ground, fellas. And he hits the PAT. And just over 2 minutes left here in the third. The score is Army 35, Air Force 21. Number 49 is lined up to kick this one off.
23 back to return.
He kicks it. Number 23 fields it in the end zone. Ball's loose, and they fall on the loose ball. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 24-yard line. Number 7 comes to the line with 3 wide. He drops back. Wants to throw outside. And they couldn't hook up on that one.
Number 87, the intended receiver on the play.
It's 2nd down and 10 to go. Ball on the 24. The Black Knights go with the I formation. Here's a pitch left side. There he goes. And he's tackled. Picked up big yards there, and he's going to have a 1st down.
Yeah, nice job there. This guy does a good job in reading his blocks and accelerating through the holes.
Have a look at our Old Spice red zone numbers. Red zone, when performance matters the most. The last time they were in the red zone, they got a touchdown out of it. Again, he'll get the call. And he's in the end zone. Touchdown. Another touchdown.
This offensive line is doing a great job of opening holes all day long. When one guy gets 4 touchdowns on the ground, usually those big guys up front have something to do with it.
And he tacks on the extra point. So here's the Pontiac drive summary to recap what just happened. Number 49, ready to kick.
Number 23 back to return.
Kicks it off. Number 23 fields it at the 3. The offense heads out onto the field. In their last series, they opted to try and convert a 4th down, and they came up short. They'll take over at the 22-yard line.
22-yard line.
The Falcons line up in an I formation. The give to the fullback. And he's taken down. 5 yards.
The ball carrier, 5-yard gain on the play.
2nd and 5 coming up here. Ball on the 27-yard line. Number 5 is in the zone and looking to make a play. Broke away from one, and they make the stop. And that was a nice run. Kirk, that was a great job by that big offensive line.
Yeah, it really was, Brad. And also, a nice read by the ball carrier to find that running lane.
When you break one like that, you got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line.
1st and 10. Ball on the 36. The defense sets up with 5 defensive linemen. on the ground, up the middle. And down he goes. A 2-yard run by the halfback. It's 2nd down and 8 to go. Ball on the 38. He breaks free. And they push him out. That was a pretty good run.
Incredible effort there, running the football by this guy.
First and 10. Ball on the 42-yard line. The defense will stack the line of scrimmage. Up the middle. And he's going to lose yards on this one. Excellent play by the defense that time as they swallowed him up before he got back to the line.
It's more like they devoured him. He had no shot of breaking clean.
So it's 2nd and 10. This is the 6th play of this drive. And that'll bring this quarter to an end. Folks, we played 3, and our score is Army 42, Air Force 21. It's 2nd down and 10 to go. Ball on the 42. Great defensive effort there.
And let me tell you, the key to that play was right there in the defensive line. They tied this offensive line up and allowed their linebackers to come up and make a big play.
Lee, I agree with you. We always talk about the linebackers and safeties, but credit the big guys up front for that play.
This defense better be careful. The quarterback is in the zone and really feeling it out there. Back to pass. Shakes off a tackle. They'll wrestle him down in the backfield. This defense is looking to their impact corner to make a play. Drops back to pass. Throws this one out to the left. He's got it on the run to the 10. Touchdown, Air Force. Spectacular play by the halfback.
You got to love this guy. He wants the ball every play. He runs it. He catches it. I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw it real soon.
And he hits the PAT. So with just over 4 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter, the score is Army 42, Air Force 28. Number 5 already has one kick return that went for a touchdown. Let's see if they kick it to him again. And they'll be returning this one. Number 5 takes it at the 4. Looks to me as though the offensive line is ready to run the ball some more.
And that defensive line better be ready, because if they aren't, they'll be giving up another touchdown drive.
They'll start this drive at the 22. Number 7 with 3 wide receivers. There's a play fake. Wants to throw outside. Got his running back.
Way to look it in. Nice catch.
Sure was. He displayed some great hands there. Now we're looking at a first down.
1st and 10. Ball on the 38. When this quarterback's in the zone, as he is now, he can do a lot of damage to the defense. And he's taken down. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
On the play.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 38-yard line. Blocking this D tackle when he's in the zone he's in won't be easy. He drops back. Short toss. Complete. He ran a good-looking route and picked up positive yardage.
That he did, and he made a good catch. That short passing game is where you see all those hours in the summer that you put in pay off.
It's 3rd down and 4 to go. Ball on the 44-yard line. The defense will stack the line of scrimmage. Back to pass. Down the middle. And it's caught. Gets past the tackler. Here's an opening. Inside the 30. Brought down. That's how you get a first down.
Coach, they took a risk and went for the long ball. And boy, did it pay off. Excellent play call.
First and 10. This is the 5th play of this drive. They line up in an I. Inside give. A little juke. Here he goes. And they make the stop. And that one goes for a big, big first down.
You know, every time you run the ball successfully like that, that defense starts to creep up a little bit. That's when you go to the air, my friend. Over the top.
And we take a quick look at the stats from within the red zone, brought to you by Old Spice Red Zone, when performance matters the most. Their last trip down here was a success. Let's see if this one will result in another touchdown. Again with a carry. He's hit and got away. Touchdown, Army!
You know, Coach, I can't remember the last time I saw a guy score 5 rushing touchdowns in one game. What a great individual performance.
Great is an understatement for this guy. His performance will go down as my yoke of the week.
And he tacks on the extra point. This drive summary is brought to you by Pontiac. Number 9 is back ready to receive, and boy, has he been the game breaker on special teams today. Decent kick, looks to be returnable. Number 9 has it at the 5, at the 30, at the 40, down the sideline.
What to look for on this drive is to see how often the defense changes up its coverages. They didn't defend the pass very well that last drive, so it's going to be interesting to see if they play them differently here.
And they'll look to capitalize on the good field position here. Drops back to pass. He steps up. He zips it out. Complete. They'll bring him down. Couldn't get anything out of that.
Makes the reception. No gain on the play.
It's 2nd down and 10 to go. Ball on the 48. He drops back. Steps up. Looks. He goes downtown. Incomplete pass.
Not a pretty pass right there.
No, it wasn't, Kirk. That was not a good pass at all. But hey, in his defense, he had to get it off to avoid the sack.
3rd down and 10 coming up. Ball on the 48-yard line. This is the kind of running back who can make you pay when he's in the zone. Back to pass. And now he's going to run. Brought down 3, maybe 4 yards on the scramble.
Gain of 4 on the play. 4th and 6. Ball on the 44-yard line.
The defense needs to be mistake-free. This quarterback is very capable of making them pay right now. It's deflected. They went for it, but they were denied.
Well, that was a situation where they had to go for it.
I agree. They can't afford to let the other team hold on to the ball. The time is ticking away.
They'll set up shop at the 44.
At the 44-yard line. 1st and 10.
The Black Knights come out with split backs. They keep it on the ground with the tailback. He's got an opening. Inside the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Army. The halfback got the call and was able to carry it to pay dirt.
Yeah, looking smooth out there.
He's one of those guys they can count on for big plays.
And he hits the PAT. So with just over a minute to go here in the 4th quarter, our score, Army 56, Air Force 28. Army ready to kick this one off.
Army is lined up with a kickoff.
And he got all of this one. Great kick. Number 9 fields it in the end zone. A confident defense heads out onto the field after stopping this offense on a 4th down attempt the last time they were on the field.
And the last thing you want to do is to come out and do nothing again and give them even more confidence.
1st and 10. Ball on their own 20.
On the 20-yard line.
On the ground, up the middle. Tackle. Air Force takes a timeout. It's 1st and 10, ball on the 30. Now's not the time for a blown coverage. This quarterback is in the zone. They'll go with the run once again. Sheds that one. And he's tackled. Air Force calls a timeout. Second and 9 coming up here. Ball on the 31-yard line. They come out with a big set. Counter play. He's on the run. They'll bring him down. And the halfback ripped off a nice gain there to get him the first.
Hey, this kid's a good-looking back. Let's see if they go to him again.
It's 1st and 10. Ball right around midfield. Little shake and bake move. And he's tackled in the open field. 9-yard pickup.
On the run, 9-yard gain on the play.
Second and 1. And this is the 5th play of the current drive. I wouldn't try anything tricky on defense. This quarterback's looking to make a play. Here he goes. Tries to juke. The 10. And they push him out. Tremendous run right there.
And coaches just love it when they can run the football like that. It opens up so much more of your offense.
Let's see if they can get it in for the touchdown. And this blowout is finally over. Coach, what's your final thought on the game?
I can't say enough about this performance. Army looked like a team on a mission to destroy anything and everything that got in their way. Brad, this is a really good-looking football team.
Thanks for joining us for another presentation of NCAA Football 2006. And again, our final score in this one, Army 56, Air Force 28. So for Lee Corso and Kirk Herbstreit, this is Brad Nessler saying goodbye, everybody, and thanks for tuning in.